And today I'm going to be driving from Penza in Russia to Saransk, also in Russia. It's just a very short journey by Russian standards. It's 150 kilometers. We're going to be heading north, but upon leaving Penza we're going to be heading along the E30, which is a major international road, which actually starts off in Cork in Ireland, where I used to live, and ends up in Omsk in Siberia. And then going north, we're going to be taking the road which starts off in Saratov in the south of Russia, or south of Penza, and ends up in Nizhny Novgorod. So it's about 610 kilometers in total for that part of the road. It's about 150 kilometers from Penza to Saransk in total.
Hello everyone, today we're going to be driving from Penza in Russia to Saransk, also in Russia. The distance is about 150 kilometers. First time I've ever driven in Russia. For those of you that do know, I live in Kazakhstan, I have a car in Kazakhstan, so I'm used to driving in this part of the world. So I kind of know the road rules and the driving etiquette, should we say. So not expecting any problems on this relatively short journey to Saransk and back. Okay.
Guys, I'm sorry about that. There was, as you could hear, it was very, very windy, so I don't know how much of that you caught. But basically, I've just rented this car here in Penza, and I'm heading off to Saransk for a World Cup match in the evening. So the car I've been given is pretty crap, to be honest. As you can see, the windscreen here is a big crack. I didn't do that, it was already like that. So at this stage of the journey, I'm just heading out of Penza, the city of Penza. This is the outskirts of the city. Nice wide roads, something that I'm very used to, as I have a car in Kazakhstan. The roads in Kazakhstan and Russia are very similar, so as are the road rules. So it is my first time driving in Russia, but it's not like a culture shock or anything. And also, all the road signs, everything like that are the same. It's the first time driving a Lada. I've always wanted to drive a Lada. Finally done it. I just pulled up here in the outskirts of Penza just to buy a drink. It was a very, very hot day. As far as I was aware, there was no air conditioning in the car, so we just had to have the windows down. It was pretty unbearable, at least until we got out of the city anyway. This is just the suburb here of Penza. And we're back on the road, just outside the city now, on the E30, which, if you listen to my introduction, actually this road actually heads to the UK, the M25, and then it heads on to Cork in Ireland. If we're not on the road for very long, we're going to turn off very shortly and head north on the road towards Nizhny Novgorod. Lots of lorries on the side of the road here, for some reason. Russia's a huge country, very, very vast. I wasn't sure what the road was going to be like, but the road to Penza was pretty good. And you can see here it's 2 lanes at the moment, because we're still in the E30. But once we get onto the next road, I think it's the P158, it becomes just single lane in each direction, which is a bit annoying when you've got, slow lorries to overtake them. I enjoyed the drive. If the road had been like this the whole way, it would have been great. But here we are turning off the E30 onto the road I'm going to be heading along now for the rest of the journey up to Saransk. There's a road sign coming up on the right hand side. Let's have a look how many kilometers to Saransk. So yeah, it's just pretty much a straight run now up to Saransk. There were these little bits here where you could kind of overtake lorries. It went into 2 lanes very briefly. It was a bus stop for some reason. I say for some reason, because there's not really much there. There's not really see any buses anyway. So at this stage it is 2 lanes, but you'll see that it will go back into 1 lane very shortly. It's a close up of me, in case you're wondering. There we go, it's back to just 1 lane in each direction again. So, yeah, it's a fairly eventful journey. Well, it's gone back to 2 lanes again for a second. But you'll see again, it's going to close off and go back to just 1 lane. Look, we did have a little situation actually just outside of Saransk. It's just as you're entering the city limits of Saransk, because it was the World Cup, they had these like roadblocks up, and most cars, including ours, got stopped. Well, I'm telling you this now because I didn't film it. I didn't even kind of think about filming it. I was kind of a bit panicking a little bit, only very slightly. I'm sure everything was under control. We got stopped. I had to show the police my driving license, my passport, my mum's passport, who was a passenger in the car. They took a long time checking the passports. Everything was fine. They just came back to us, gave me back my driving license, my passport, my mum's passport, fan ID that we needed to go to the match, and just let us get on our way again. But I think they were just, checking to make sure, there was no terrorists trying to come in to the city, so you can understand it. But like I said, I didn't film it, and that incident happened after this. Just as I said, just before we entered the city of Saransk. Anyway, I'm going to keep quiet now for a bit, and I'll see you again at the petrol station. Okay, so I've put petrol in my car, as you just saw there, and we're now approaching an important milestone here in the journey. We're leaving the Penza Oblast, or the Penza region in English, and entering the Republic of Mordovia, where Saransk is the capital of. So we're coming towards the end of the journey now, as we make our way into the city of Saransk. You'll see shortly on the right hand side a sign telling us that we are now in Saransk. And there was that sign that we've just gone past on the right hand side. There's another kind of advertisement there for the World Cup. On the left hand side on that billboard, there's a lot of those in the city. Railway station, bus station, and the Mordovia Arena Stadium. Oh, straight on. Yep, everything's fine. Yeah, it's been a good journey. As I mentioned earlier, we got stopped by the police, but that was just a standard check. We haven't broken any rules or anything. A lot of cars were being stopped. So this is Saransk. It's a small, relatively small town. Surprising hosts for the World Cup. I think they were very surprised when they were given the World Cup. We're in the centre of the city now. Got trolley buses here. Very typically Russian looking kind of city. Nice enough place. And there we go. It's me parked up, journey complete. Thanks for watching.
Trish?